Hello, and welcome to The Nation. You're joining me, Elane, Noor, Abdullah, as I come to you live from Wisma Bernama right here in the capital city of Kuala Lumpur. We have a very special topic of conversation today. Today, we're discussing the topic of Keluarga Malaysia or Jaminkerja. And joining me in conversation today is Datuk SHAHUL DAWOOD, Chief Executive of HRD Corp. The Jaminkerja Keluarga Malaysia initiative that's to be launched on February 19 will be organizing the first Jaminkerja 2022 Career Carnival series this year at the Kuala Lumpur Convention Centre. The carnival will involve over 50 employers with over 2,500 job opportunities on offer. Welcome on board, Datuk. Let's discuss this conversation. Now, the program, Datuk, talks about training and upskilling. Does this also include reskilling and also an overview of the program, Datuk? Perhaps you can share this with us.
Hi, thank you, Elane, for having me in this episode. Well, the government has pledged to create 600,000 job opportunities under the Jaminkerja Keluarga Malaysia initiative, involving an allocation of 4.8 billion under this Jaminkerja program. In order to guarantee the creation and sustenance of these jobs, it is important that the government ensures that our graduates and talents have the right skills to fulfill these roles and that our labor market keeps up with the global business demands. This is also required to create a more dynamic skills development program for all Malaysians in India. As a leading authority for Malaysia, the upskilling and reskilling, multi-skilling and cross-skilling effects. This is where HRD Corp we play a very important role in our part and also in supporting the government's initiative. And this is something which is very close to HRD Corp, and this has been organized by Ministry of Finance jointly with the Kementerian Sumber Manusia and Cases taking a leading role as well. It's also possible individuals who are interested in developing new skills or strengthening existing ones should visit our Upscaling Malaysia. This is a single window platform which was launched by Honorable Prime Minister last year in November, and this single window will help a centralized platform to coordinate training and development.
Now, Dato', post-pandemic, or what we're going into, which is called endemicity as well, the country needs a skilled labor force. Now, what are the current statistics or numbers that we're looking at with regard to this upskilling? Perhaps you can give us a little bit more of an overview on this.
Budget year 2022, from the total allocation of 4.6 billion under the Jaminkerja Keluarga Malaysia, almost 1.1 billion will be allocated to enable 220,000 Malaysians to complete their upskilling, reskilling, cross-skilling, multi-skilling initiatives through this Upskill Malaysia. Beyond that, HRD Corp is also driving our Place and Train program, an initiative that will provide confirmed employment or placement for Malaysian talents with the right employees before equipping them with the right skills training program. And it's also able to perform the duties of the role. We believe that this is a more effective way of ensuring that all Malaysians are trained and employable in line with the government's effort to solve unemployment challenges through Jaminkerja.
Right. Now, what is the target demographic? Is there a target demographic for this upskilling and training? Is there an age group, and which group is the largest, Dato'?
Well, Upskill Malaysia is open to all adults in Malaysia, 18 years and above, who have completed secondary education and beyond. However, based on our internal data, we found that at 50%, working adults between the age of 31 to 59 are the most interested in applying and participate in this skill development programs. This is followed by the youths who are 30 years old and below, and 47% and 3% for seniors. This data we gathered over the last 2 years of period under the Penjana training Komole. So this data has been gathered and this is the real-time data. So therefore, we'll be focusing our efforts on these core groups in this initial stage.
So these 4 groups. Now let's talk about this category. You know, post-pandemic, a lot of people have lost their jobs. There is also underemployment. Besides unemployment, there's retrenchment as well for those who were in the workforce and had lost their income in their jobs. And of course, the labor market will also have the introduction of fresh graduates. Now, are we reaching out to this segment as well? And what is the feedback you're getting from these segments?
Yeah, of course, we always on the lookout on the possibilities and opportunities, how to reach out to all group of segments. It is beyond Upscaling Malaysia. We are also reaching out to these fresh graduates, young people, for the HRD Corp placement, place and train program. Almost 36,000 individuals, mostly school leavers, unemployed graduates, retrenched workers are targeted to benefit from this program. Participants who have benefited from this program not only secure jobs, but they gain new skills to help in their new role.
Okay, so these people are being targeted, which means they are aware that these are opportunities available to them. They can come forth, they can upskill themselves, they can create new opportunities for them to be able to get better opportunities in terms of the job landscape at this point in time. So the next question I have, Dato, is what are the current gaps with regards to trades and jobs that need to be addressed immediately? Perhaps you can elaborate a little bit on this.
Well, according to a recent report and studies, Malaysia faces a big gap between entry-level skills and advanced skills required for work to be done. Having said that, this is just not the gap that is happening right now. It has been this issue has been all the while, and it's not only a Malaysian issue; it's a global issue. Everywhere there's a skills gap issue, and people come out of universities when they go out on the job market. There's a lot of gaps. People come to the school when they go to the job market. There's a lot of gaps. So it is an ongoing issue, and we have no choice but to continue to upskill and reskill those people who come out of the university schools to make sure that they are market ready. To face the employment. And there are many key programs that is scaling up right now: big data analytics, digital marketing, cyber security, artificial intelligence, data science, cloud computing. These are all the programs that is really dominating the workforce. And these are jobs. These are new jobs that will be created over a period of time. And HRD Corp continue to make sure that the program that we are training are relevant, and is also help our employees to be market ready. The trainees to be market ready.
So you're saying that the upskilling programs that are available on HRD Corp and the upskilling training workshops are these programs. So, perhaps you can let us know what were the programs again, the upskilling programs that are available currently.
Well, we have multiple programs on upskilling. In fact, we started the upskilling and reskilling during the KERJA 2 years ago. We started off with the place and train. We started up a special program for SMEs. SMEs being the backbone, we need to ensure that SME people who are working in the SMEs are trained very well. Then we had a special program for gig economy. The whole training development landscape has changed drastically over the last 2 years. The gig economy, the gig training has come in place. Freelancers have started to dominate simply because during the pandemic, a lot of them lost jobs. They took on unpaid leave. They are underemployed. So a lot of them come into freelance training. And we had B40, then we had Industry 4.0. So all these things started to activate 2 years ago. But apart from that, we also have promoted or developed new programs like Scope, which is a second chance and opportunity for people to excel, providing skills training and employment for former prisoners, people who are minor offenders. Then we believe, our data, our statistics, our research, we found out, there's Malaysia becoming an aging population. We don't have enough savings, there are at the age of 60, we are still can contribute some more time. So we crafted a program called SEBA, Seniors Back in Action.
Seniors Back in Action.
Providing senior citizens and retirees with upskill programs to help them re-enter the employment. We believe that at the age of 60, they have a lot of experience, they have wisdom, they could come back to contribute to the certain society and in the industry as well. Then on top of that, we have a special program for OKU Talent Enhancement Program, providing job opportunities, skills, entrepreneurship for all those disabilities with job placement and training.
Right.
And the last one is about there's a special program we also. This is an ongoing program with the HRD Corp as well. Housewife Enhancement and Reactivation Talent Scheme. This is for providing B40 women and single mothers with upskilling, reskilling, and multi-skilling programs to generate income or secure employment.
Well, I like it that you're covering so many segments of society with regards to this, not just, as you mentioned earlier, like fresh graduates, but those that are underserved as well, whether it's the OKU community, the senior citizens as well, and those in terms of B40 housewives to be able to sustain themselves better and create better opportunities for them and their families, as well as improve their lifestyles. Now, who identifies who needs what skills? Do employers actually reach out to HRD Corp or individuals? Perhaps you can elaborate or enlighten us on this, Datuk.
I would say it's a collaborative effort between the employers and training providers and HRD Corp. HRD Corp, we don't do training. We don't organize programs. We create initiatives.
Right.
We create initiatives in line with the market expectation, industry expectations, the stakeholders, expectations. We have done many engagements, many collaborative effort over the period to understand, to make sure what are the right skills that is required on the industry. Throughout our ongoing stakeholder engagement sessions and development of industry report, we have a special program called INSAP, which is an industry report that has been driven by the industry experts. We are able to identify the critical skills area who need them the most, and match them between employers, training providers, and talents accordingly.
Right. Now, you mentioned earlier at the beginning as well that the government has this aspiration to create 600,000 job opportunities. Now, this is under the Jaminkerja Keluarga Malaysia or Jaminkerja Job Guarantee Initiative. Can you tell us how many jobs have been taken up so far, Datuk?
I mean, before we go into that segment of how many jobs has been taken or whatever, I want to make this clear. If somebody comes and tell me there's no job in the market, then I would say there's something wrong with the person. We are close to, in the year 2021, there's almost 2.4 million opportunities of jobs have been created in My Future Jobs. And when I say these are jobs that is available in the span of 30 days. And in the year 2022, existingly, there are almost 495,000 jobs available in My Future Jobs portal. And in presently, there are close to 27,000 jobs that has been taken up, they has been placed. So the challenges today is not about whether jobs available in the market or not. The takers for the jobs are very choosy. And they are starting to be very picky about what jobs they want to choose, and there's no takers for the job. Of course, many employees will agree with me. When we post up, jobs for jobs, maybe 20 people will conform for the interview. 5 people turn up for the interview.
Wow!
And we give them two people decide to take the offer letters. Only one take the offer letter. So you can see this is the reality in the industry. This is the reality on the ground.
Yeah.
So I would say if the job takers are very aggressive, they are really looking for a job. When we post one job, I expect 50, 100 resumes to come in, and 100 people line up for the jobs, and there are 20 people fighting to take up the offer letter for one job. But it doesn't happen in our case. Yeah, in real time. So I really doubt. Is this the issue of the jobs or is the issue of the job seeker?
Right.
So looking at the scenario, it is a paramount issue of the job seekers.
Right.
That's the reason we are coming in to make sure we train them, we upskill them, not only on the jobs, we also upskill them on the soft skill area, corporate, ethics, corporate ethics, how do they write resume, how do you prepare them for the interview, what are the roles and responsibility when you are in the workforce. So we need to train everything. So this that's one of the reasons this Jaminkerja has been happening. It's a great effort by the government to make sure that they guarantee job for the graduates, they guarantee job for the school leavers. So at least they are being comforted that there's a certain jobs available, the employees are opening up, but they must come forward to take it up. And I want to share this again with you. I did tell this in the last meeting. the landscape is going to be very different. It's not going to be like, employers today can choose who they want to work. It's employees, they choose who they want to work with. It's no more the employees market, it's the employees market.
Yes.
Because this employee has been comforted for the last 2 years, working from home, flexi hours. They started to have all this kind of freelancing jobs. So when they can earn 1,800, 2,000 staying at home for and flexi hours working, why should I go back to the workforce and they have to spend 5 days or 6 days for an employer and earn the 2,000? So it is not easy for all these people to go back to the job industry and jump in to take up a job immediately. So there's going to be a major challenges for employers, unless these employers also have to make sure that they come with the proper perks, proper incentives, proper benefits that will attract the job seekers to come. Gone are those days, you just give them 1,500 and you just expect them to come. No. Nowadays, the job seekers wanted, just not only the salary scale, they also want to see what kind of benefits, job satisfaction, job happiness, all these things put as a package. This will play an important role for you to get the right candidate to work in your, in your company.
Now that's a great challenge, and I think that's a really good point that you're bringing up, Dato', with regards to that mismatch that's happening between whatever the employers are expecting to employ when someone comes in and whatever the employees who are coming in to seek for a job. So this is creating that sort of, like you said, that gap in relation to there are jobs available, but they're not being taken up. So there's an expectations gap. So how do we find that balance? Or how do we meet in between so that there are jobs and it gets filled and there are expectations and maybe there's a way to meet halfway? How do is there anything being done for this matter?
We have been firefighting this over the last 1.5 years, and it has been the same as well. Every time we go back to the industry, we HRD Corp, we have a placement center, HRD Corp placement center. We focus on the placements. We don't focus on the number of jobs available. We focus on the placement. We have 67,000 employees registered with us. Every fortnight, we call the employers to come in HRD Corp, open up the walk-in interview. When we have 5 employers who can open up 200 jobs, when the walk-in is open, we get to see very minimal people who come in for the walk-in interview. Maybe they might have excuses, COVID, whatever. But this is just not happening because of COVID. This has been the trend. So I think that we have a very challenging task to make sure how do we bring back this the job seekers, and majority of them, they are low skilled people, and they are comfortable with 1,500 wherever they get. Number one. Number two, they don't have the drive or the fire to upskill themselves to the next level. From 1,500, I want to go to 1,008 or 2,000, 2,500. So this is all the challenges when I see from the HRD Corp, because we have been engaged in the job market in the last 1.5 years. If you go back and talk to the employers, they will share the same aspiration what I'm telling. Majority of them are not able to get the candidates to work for them. Yep. It's not otherwise.
Yeah. So that's why there's that mismatch that's happening. Now, let's talk about the next question. COVID-19 case counts, of course, on the rise, and the emergence of the Omicron variant is also causing a lot of worries. Now, with most companies downsizing at this point of time, how does HRD Corp view this, and how do you create opportunities?
So this is where the upskilling, reskilling, cross-skilling, multi-skilling all become paramount for Malaysians, as it will help them too. Upskilling, multitasking helps employees keep their current job midst of downsizing, as they will be seen as indispensable due to their diverse set of skill set and capabilities. Cross-skilling and reskilling help people who have lost their jobs find new employment or income-generating opportunities outside of their previous roles, industries beyond conventional career opportunities. For example, if I have come out of, if I lost my job from the aviation industry or the tourism industry, I'm always been in the aviation industry, but now the industry doesn't have so much opportunities. I have no choice. I have to go myself, reskill and cross-skill to cater to what is available in the industry today. And those people are very short-term. If I'm a pilot, for example, if I couldn't get something on the pilot, I would go back to do some income generating opportunities. But that does not become permanent for me. Maybe I'll do that for a short term of 5 months, 6 months, 1 year to make sure that it doesn't affect my commitment, monthly commitment living. Then I go back to my original job when the industry gets better. So this is where the cross-skilling and reskilling helps. Ultimately, at HRD Corp, we want Malaysians to embrace lifelong learning and development. We live in the era that continuous learning is very important. The minute you stop learning, I think you stop all the opportunities. You have nothing much to do. You must continue to learn, be it a personal or professional career. This will help them ride out on any unexpected economic crisis that may affect in their careers. Beyond that, having a highly skilled and agile workforce will also help us as a nation accelerate to our economic recovery efforts.
No, of course.
Malaysia, we have a good infrastructure. We have good facilities. The only area we need to focus is on the good human capital. You want to attract foreigners to come into Malaysia, you need to make sure that you have the good human capital, you prepare the good human capital. And naturally, we have that kind of blessings. Many of our people have bilingual talents. So we must capitalize on it. We must build it up. So at least we are market ready to face all those global opportunities.
Definitely. I think they said it well. We have to always continue learning. Now, there seems to be a lot of hype around, of course, industry IR 4.0 as well as IoT. And are we doing enough to ensure that Malaysia is job ready for that, Datuk?
Well, this is very tricky. Industry 4.0 is something which they have the pillars that we have to go through, and we can follow up and keep the requirements of those pillars. Digital transformation has been the key theme for HRD Corp and the government in the last 2 years, and more needed to be done to ensure that we are upskilling, reskilling, and cross-skilling Malaysians with their digital skills. The challenges in the industry 4.0 challenges will happen mostly on the SME and SMIs. One, these SME and SMIs, they may not have the kind of financial capacity to change their business into technology or digitalization. Even they go into digitization or use technology to drive the business, they may not have enough financial capacity or support to support their workforce to train them.
Yep.
So there's a bit of challenges in the SME, SMI workforce. Yep. Based on the World Economic Forum report, 100% of the economies surveyed in Malaysia plan to accelerate the digitization of work processes. However, the digital skills among active population in Malaysia only stood at 66%. So there's a big expectation. There's a big thing to catch up. HRD Corp also have conducted training needs survey in year 2019 to all registered employers to determine their readiness, embracing digital transformation. The finding shows that only 58% of the employers consider training their employees in IR 4.0 pillars, namely system integration, Internet of Things, big data, cyber security, cloud computing, all these things. There's a big room for us to catch up. And this is why we at HRD Corp introduced several training schemes, programs related to digital skills, such as Rise Forward. This is a program we work with the MITI, CBT, computer-based training, information technology, HRD Corp, corporate claimable courses, e-latte, and all these things. In fact, in the last 1.5 years, we have made training so affordable and available, either through face-to-face or virtual. So I think there's nothing that someone can come and say that I have no room for me to go and upskill myself or reskill myself. There's so much opportunities. Bukan just HRD Corp alone are doing it. There are many ministries, many agencies are doing upskilling, reskilling.
Yeah.
So that if you miss the opportunity with HRD Corp, you can always go back. In fact, Perkeso does training. Kementerian Pelancongan does training. We have MIDAC is doing training. Mosti is doing training. So there's training is available in every angle. Cuma either we want to take the effort to do it or we don't want to do it. That's the whole question mark here.
Now, are these IR 4.0 as well as IoT kind of jobs going to be included within Jaminkerja? Are those available?
Yes, of course. Industry 4.0 IoT is part of Jaminkerja. Actually, all the while technology jobs are available. If you look into 2020, 2021, technology jobs still dominate the industry.
Yes.
It's just that there's new technology coming in. For example, you had a Samsung phone one last year, but the new version comes in. There'll be another version coming in next year. That's how the technology continues to change. Today we might have Industry 4.0, maybe tomorrow we might have 5.0, then maybe 6.0. But the basics or the basis of the technology is the same. You have to continue to upgrade to meet up with the speed and the changes in the technology. In fact, both are part of our HRD Corp focus area courses, IR 4.0, IoT, which are geared towards supporting the government digital transformation agenda. The courses offered through the HRD corporate focus areas are designed to provide the workforce with the skills needed for the jobs of today and those of tomorrow. HRD Corp currently incentivizes employers that send employees to train in this focus areas through our levy scheme. Beyond that, we also have funding programs geared at helping and encouraging employees to train these focus areas. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Datuk, for sharing all that with us. There's so many opportunities available for job seekers out there. As you mentioned, the key point are job seekers need to find that match, be hungry enough, go get those jobs. Availability is there, train themselves, upskill themselves, make this happen. Together, we can really upskill the entire Malaysia and make ourselves more job ready and attract more investments as well as more multinationals to come into our shores. Thank you so much, Datuk, for sharing your thoughts with us today again. That was, of course, Datuk SHAHUL, who was sharing with us with regards to Keluarga Malaysia JAMINkerja. He's the Chief Executive of HRD Corp. Thanks for staying with me to the end of the nation today. As usual, if you are looking for a job, this is the perfect opportunity for you to be able to find that opportunity. It's going to be happening at Kuala Lumpur Convention Centre. Head on over during the Jaminkerja Keluarga Malaysia campaign. See you soon.